Hey, welcome back, everybody. My name is Patrick. We got another webinar on deck for you. Moving these to Wednesdays. We're going to try it that way for a little while. So be sure to check on Wednesdays or subscribe to the channel. You'll get notified when we post these videos. Again, as always, everything in the videos for example and education purposes. Make sure you know your risk tolerance. Some of the ideas explained, might not be a good fit for you. We want to kind of talk March corn. There's some interesting sentiment and some things going on technically in here, but really what we want to highlight is, when we talk to farmers, really they've been pretty discouraged with the down move in corn. You're even getting to the point of, well, if we get back to 450, I got to make a sale because that was resistance before, and I'm not going to get fooled again into not selling at 450. We all know that the estimates for U.S. ending stocks is fairly large. Specs are net short, which again on the surface is bearish, but we're going to challenge you to think a little bit on the other side and how it could be a little bit of a bullish catalyst here this time. And then again, more siding with the bulls or the potential for bulls is these Brazil safrinha corn crops just getting planted. And then you have Argentina kind of in the middle or mid-season of their corn with some hotter, drier weather patterns forming in here right now. One thing we wanted to point out, and this kind of just illustrated our point, we're not going to read through these tweets, but really, this is something we took notice of yesterday is you've really got, on the one hand, people saying, hey, look, get those orders in. We had a nice move. 450 is going to fail. And we got other people saying, hey, I can't wait to see all of the, all of the newsletters be bullish now that we had a little bit of a move up. And so, we want to kind of take that to paint the picture in here. What we're looking at, this is your daily March corn chart. You've really got potential for a double bottom. We came down to 436, bounced, came back, and then had a nice recovery yesterday. A little bit of a sideways resting day, which we like to see in here today. Now again, we all know resistance is around that 450 area, and frankly, you almost have to make a sale there just in case things don't work out. But follow along with me for a minute here, right? The funds, they've been net short. They're not dumb, okay? They need to get out of these shorts without scaring the market, too high or like they like to say, they like to sneak it out, okay? Well, what better way to sneak out than to buy into farmers selling at a 450 obvious resistance level where newsletters, etc., is telling everybody to sell? And what better way to throw everybody off than to stay at 450 for a day or two, make people feel good, and then bam, pop to 470, 480. And that's kind of what we're thinking, potentially could happen in here. And again, we need to make sure we set those expectations. So here's your weekly chart. Again, you've got a couple bottoming tails trying to form. 450 area, clear resistance. If we get above that, you can see kind of the retracement levels and the upper resistance, or we kind of have a fairly clear path, if you will, into that 470 area. Okay, so again, guys, what we're trying to point out here is this market looks like it could be trying to form somewhat of a bottom. Okay, and there's some reasons for that, and you have to remember we have to think on both sides, not only as the farmer, what the farmer's doing, but what the funds are going to do. When the funds are so heavy net short, it's only bearish until they don't want to sell anymore. Then all of a sudden it becomes a bullish catalyst, right? Okay, and like we said, what is everyone doing? Well, 450 is the obvious area. We talked about it last week. We failed their intraday like 6-7 times. Everybody expects it to fail again, and frankly, it probably would. The question is for how long? And that's kind of the key point. If we fail there one more time but really don't go any lower, you almost got to side with the funds or think maybe we are going to move up to that 470 area. So you really got two choices, and we talked about this a little bit yesterday. Okay, you can make a small sale at 450. If we run to 470, you got more bushels. You're happy the market went up, and you make another sale. You can do nothing, of course, and then you're kind of left. Does the market fall back or does it run? Or you can do a third option. You can make a small sale at 450, get upset that the market goes to 470, do nothing at 470, and then have the market come all the way back. We do have to keep in mind we are in a larger downtrend, and so that's what we need to think about. Lastly, this is all a hypothesis, okay? It's a theory, it's an idea of what we think could happen. None of it's guaranteed. And so the other thing too we have to keep in mind is, what if this thing does fail at 450? What is plan B? If plan A is a small sale with hopeful continuation of 470, well, what's plan B? And for us, plan B might be, well, I need to make sure that I'm selling the rest of these bushels at 425, let's say, because 435 or 440, because I don't want to be holding this thing all the way back down to $4.30 or $4.25 or even $4. So you got to think of both sides of this. But again, for us, we got a little bit of a bullish lean in here. We'll see how this plays out, have some good expectations. And again, the 450 area, I mean, it makes sense to make a sale. We're cautiously optimistic if there's anything you can get out of this webinar. Guys, hit the like button. We appreciate it. We appreciate you tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe. If you have questions, feel free to reach out to us. We're more than happy to help. And, thanks again for tuning in. We'll talk to you all again soon.